Well, hello. Today is June the 10th, and I am in Martinsburg, West Virginia, in front of the Berkeley County Courthouse. And this young lady came up, and I didn't even ask her name. And what is your name?
My name is Caroline.
Caroline.
I'm a social worker for our community outreach team here. And I'm going to show y'all how to use Narcan today. Narcan is an antidote for an opioid overdose. It can save the life of someone who is experiencing an opioid overdose. To use Narcan, it's really simple. First thing you need to do is learn how to recognize an opioid overdose. If someone's overdosed, they're going to be unresponsive. They're either going to be not breathing at all or breathing very slowly and shallow. They might be making a gurgling, gasping, or rattling sound with their breath.
Now, this is an overdose in people if they overdose on an opioid?
Yeah, so opioids include like fentanyl, heroin, painkillers, things like that.
Okay. And how do you tell the difference in overdoses?
So the signs you're going to look for, like I said, is they're going to be unresponsive.
Okay.
They are going to be not breathing well or not at all. They're going to be turning blue or gray with their skin, lips, and fingernails, and will have pinpointed pupils. Pinpointed pupils are a sign of opioid use.
Okay.
Other overdoses will look different than this, like
okay.
with increased heart rate and such. That's not what you're going to see. Opioids decrease your heart rate, decrease your respiratory rate.
Is that like a depressant? Is that
yes.
Okay?
Yes.
All right, so that's what this Narcan is used for then, for an opioid, and this what you had just said, what to look for. That's what you want to look for.
Right.
Does it work with fentanyl?
It does work with fentanyl.
Because that's harmful stuff.
And right now, something important to know is that fentanyl is mixed in with a lot of different drugs, even stimulants.
Right.
So someone using other drugs is also at risk of a fentanyl overdose.
Right.
It's also in a lot of what we're calling pressed pills. So people are buying pills on the street that they think are a Percocet or a Xanax or an Adderall, and they are actually fentanyl.
Okay. Now, are those coming in from China, or are they coming in through Mexico? How do you...
So my understanding is that a lot of the like raw ingredients are made in China, taken to Mexico, and then the fentanyl is made in labs there.
Okay, so that's where it's manufactured then.
To some degree. I'm sure there's other places it's going from. I'm really not the expert on that.
Right.
In the United States too.
Oh, probably, yeah. There's a lot of
meth labs and stuff.
Labs, yeah.
Well, now you're talking about meth, and you're talking about fentanyl. So what would be the difference between the meth and the fentanyl, and do they mix both of them? Is that what you were talking about?
They could be mixed together. So this really is based on if you see those signs that I told you about.
Okay.
No breathing, unresponsive, turning blue or gray.
And the pinpoint pupils.
Yes. And we have a law here that says if you believe that someone is overdosed and administer Narcan to them in good faith, that you cannot be prosecuted, even if, say, that something else was happening to them. They were having a heart attack or a meth overdose or whatever it may be.
Okay.
And that you can Google the Good Samaritan law easily.
Okay. Is that a state law, or would that be a federal law?
That is a state law in West Virginia, but a lot of states have
adopted
their own
it?
version of it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so the next thing you're going to do, if you think someone has overdosed, or even if you're not sure, first thing you're going to do is you're going to call 911.
Okay.
Most important
Before
thing,
you do anything else, 911 first.
Or better, if you got someone else there, have them call 911 while you get out your Narcan.
Okay.
So this is what Narcan looks like. It's just a nasal spray.
Okay.
You want to get the person flat on their back. If you can't get them on their back, you want to tilt their head up and open their airway.
Okay.
Because sometimes people will be kind of slumped over when
Okay.
they've overdosed. So you want to get their head up. You're going to get out your Narcan. Peel off the back of it like this. 2 fingers here.
Okay.
Put it all the way in their nostril as far as you can go. And then give this trigger a push with
the
your
bottom.
thumb.
Okay. Is that like one of those blood testers where when you push it, it goes quick? Or is it one of those like the plunger, you gotta manually push it and keep it? It's like, is it a quick shot?
So what I've heard different things. I've heard some people say that this trigger is very sensitive, but what I have found personally is that you have to give it a pretty good push.
Pretty good push.
When you push it, it's gonna make a little sound when the
Okay,
spray
that's
comes
what.
out.
Okay.
And at that point, it's empty. This is just one single spray.
Uh-huh.
So that will go up into their nasal cavity, get absorbed through there. And if they start to come to at that point, that's great. Stay with them. Take a step back maybe because they might be combative, confused, disoriented. If they start to vomit, withdraw, turn them on their side so they don't choke.
Right.
However, if after this first dose they don't come to and they remain unresponsive, you want to start CPR if you know how.
Right.
So chest compressions and or rescue breathing, 1 breath every 5 seconds.
Okay.
You do that for about 2
Now,
minutes.
is that also pumping on their chest when you're talking about it? When you're doing CPR?
So the CPR, that's when you're pumping blood to the brain, that's getting oxygen to the brain. And that's what they're missing. So that's why you want to do the CPR so that they don't get brain damage.
And that's the one pump of the chest? What you were saying, the numbers.
I mean, I can't train you on CPR.
Right.
But if you were to take a CPR training, I think it's 30 chest compressions to 2 breaths. That's what I learned.
Okay, but what were you saying about one puff?
Oh, this is just one spray.
Okay. Yeah, but when you said about starting CPR. So it's like you're breathing into their mouth.
You can do rescue breathing, yes.
Okay, and then also pump the chest.
Yeah.
So is that the 1 to 5? Is that what you were talking about?
If you know how to do CPR and you're trained on it, do CPR with the chest compressions and the rescue breathing.
Okay.
If you don't know how to do that, you just do 1 breath, mouth to mouth, every 5 seconds.
1 breath every 5 seconds if you're not trained in CPR.
Right.
Otherwise, you can harm them further.
I mean, otherwise, you're just probably not going to be effective because you don't know what you're doing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what? Pressing their chest, that means that you might break their ribs.
So if you don't know what you're doing there, don't do it.
Pray the 911 gets there.
Yes, pray the 911 gets there soon. So if you're waiting a little bit for 911, you want to wait about 2 minutes. They say 1 to 3, so I just make it 2. And then you can give them another Narcan. And you can repeat that process as many times as you need to until they either become responsive or EMS arrives to help.
Okay. So if you have more than 1 and they're unresponsive, then it's okay to use more than 1.
Yes.
Because that's not harmful?
No. As long as you wait in between each one.
Okay. For
about 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yep. Because it can take a couple of minutes to kick in.
Okay.
So if they come to, and EMS is there, encourage the person to go to the hospital.
Okay.
Many times people don't want to go, and that's okay if they don't want to go, but it's important that someone stays with them for 2 to 3 hours because this wears off within 30 to 90 minutes.
Okay.
So after 30 to 90 minutes, they can actually go back out into an overdose without using again.
Right.
It's also important to know the side of the box here. Where is it? I might have covered it up with my sticker, but it says to store under 77 degrees.
Okay.
So you don't want to keep this in your car. You want to keep it in a purse, a backpack, or an office, home, somewhere where it's not going to get too hot or frozen.
Okay.
You can also, in this state, we allow you to give this away. So if you know somebody that needs this more than you, what we know is that drug users are most likely to use Narcan on their friends. So you can give this away to somebody if you think they need it.
So it's illegal. I mean, when you're talking about the law, it's legal. What is the, what would you say, inert ingredient in it in order?
Naloxone. Naloxone hydrochloride is the name of the active ingredient.
And what is that?
That is it's a opioid receptor blocker.
Okay. Okay. So it's a blocker. Then it's not something that they would use in like surgery or something like that.
No, but they would use it in the hospital. They would use the same ingredient in naloxone if you were overdosing, yeah.
But is that the only thing that it's good for?
Yes, it is only good for blocking opioid receptors.
Okay.
Yep.
No other drug use or, cure for or...
No, this is literally just to prevent someone from dying from an overdose.
Okay.
It can be used on children also. Children who have, drugs maybe in their home can be at risk of an overdose.
Right.
Elderly folks who are on pain medicine are at risk as well.
Uh-huh. And if they would forget that they took too many pills.
And I have seen that happen, and you can use Narcan on those people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, who supplies this? Is this something that anybody can go to their police department or fire department?
No, you can't get it there. We get this from the state of West Virginia. However, most health departments in most places will give you Narcan. You can also get it at the pharmacy.
Okay.
Without a prescription. Not all pharmacies carry it, and not all pharmacies know that there is a standing order to get it without a prescription.
Okay.
And so
now, if someone, we can go without a prescription. Is it also free to people if they go into a pharmacy?
No.
Okay. And going to a pharmacy, what would something like that cost? Do you know?
It depends on what your insurance is.
Okay, if somebody is homeless and they're living on the street,
if they
go to their health department.
Yes.
And if someone has a child and the child has a problem and they're worried about their child, then this is for those people. And instead of worrying, it's like, okay, just in case, that really everybody should have something like this on hand.
Yeah,
if you just never know.
Overdose, you could definitely have this on hand. And there are a lot of places that give it out for free. If you go online and Google naloxone or Narcan, near me, you will probably find something because, here in Martinsburg, you can get it at the health department. You can also get it at the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center. You can get it from me at the core team. You can get it from my friend Stephanie at the Office of Drug Control Policy. You can get it from Stritch. There's a lot of places you can get it. So there's no reason to go into a pharmacy and pay a ton of money if you don't have to. But you can get it. If you have West Virginia Medicaid, you won't pay more than $1 to $3 for any prescription.
Oh wow! For any prescription?
Yeah.
We're not from West Virginia, by the way.
Oh, I gotcha.
Where are you from?
Yeah.
I'm from Wisconsin.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a halfback, North Carolina.
I'm not exhausted this one already.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, let them know that I'm having an interview with Caroline, and I'll wrap it up in like 5.
Can we wrap it up sooner? Because I got.
You got to run too. Yeah. Thank you, Caroline.
You are welcome.
It's Caroline, right?
Yes,
Okay. And how can people find out more about your organization, and can they contact you if they want more information, or what do you want the world to know about what you do and how important it is for you to do this?
Oh gosh. What I would like people to know is that anybody can save a life. It's really easy to do, and you cannot get better, you cannot get into recovery if you're not alive. So I think we should always give people that chance to have another shot with their family, another shot at life. This is an epidemic, and over 100,000 people died in 2020 from overdoses in our country. So if you can save a life, it's really important to do so. And if you are interested in what we do, we have a Facebook page. It's Berkeley and Jefferson Community Outreach for Resources and Education.
Okay, Berkeley and
Jefferson.
That would be the counties,
Yes.
right? Berkeley and Jefferson. And what was the rest of it?
Community Outreach for Resources and Education.
Okay, and that's the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Berkeley and Jefferson.
Community Outreach for Resources and Education.
Way cool. For those of us whose mind don't always catch up as fast as others, that way they can hear. Hopefully, it was distinct because of all the traffic. I should have had a microphone so people could hear you clearly. That's why I'm like, okay, get that in there. But thank you so much, Caroline.
Hey,
I
thanks for doing this with
I really appreciate it.
Definitely.
And hopefully you guys like that education today for Narcan and how to save somebody's life. So thank you, Caroline. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
You have a great day.
You too.
And Nona got one, so
Awesome.
you need that for your community. We know that we can get more, but thank you for that one because you just never know.
Yes, and you can find Narcan in just about every state. So just Google it.
Thank you.
Welcome. Bye. Bye, ladies. Have a good one.
You too. Okay. We are getting ready to go now. We're down here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. For those of you who are just joining us, we had come down here to hand out flyers to educate on the 1776 movement, and they were taking care of people here, people in need. And when Caroline had walked by and asked about having some, if we needed Narcan, I was like, oh. So I asked her if she could do an interview with me. And now she's met Boots.
I would have to go through this training and she signed paperwork, but I'm in a hurry today, so I'm going to sign the paperwork.
That's okay.
But
I do have some medical.
Oh, here we go.
so yeah, like I said, if you see the signs of an opioid overdose, not breathing, unresponsive, turning blue or gray, pinpoint pupils, and you think they've overdosed, you call 911. Lay the flat on their back, or tilt their head up and get their airway open. 2 fingers on the sides of the Narcan, all the way in the nose, give it a push. If they come to, take a step back. If they don't come to,
So they might come up fighting.
yeah.
I got it.
If they don't come to, you can start CPR, rescue breathing.
Right.
For 2 minutes, then you can give them another one. Most important thing is you call 911 at some point during this process.
Or tell somebody else. Tell 2 people.
Exactly. Even better. Yeah, because then you can do the Narcan and they can call 911. And then the important part is to stay with them for 2-3 hours. If they don't go to the hospital, somebody should stay with them because they can go back out. Because this one can wear off in 39 minutes.
Yeah, because we encounter a lot of people and we're usually in some really unusual places. Some figure out very
non-governmental deal.
and stuff. It just kind of tracks.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is perfect. This is awesome. We love what you're doing. Okay.
Hey, I appreciate that,
And
guys.
considering the government's trying to put more drugs on the street, you kind of go, are they trying to kill us or what?
Yes.
The drug supply is more dangerous than ever right now.
No, it really is. It really is. They're just saying, oh, let's just legalize it because it's all coming out.
Yeah, we had asked, even though
What I think, I don't think medicine is closed. I think
the community, the local community needs it. I think it was really great that she offered, because as we go out and about, you never know when you're going to see a truck on fire. And right now we are in a waxing moon, which, if you guys remember that, thank you, Caroline, if you remember the wax on, wax off of the Karate Kid, That's an easy way to remember the waxing moon. When you're coming up to a full moon, that is waxing on. So we have a full moon in, let me see. Oh, goodness, on the 14th. And, oh, it slipped my mind. It's like, is that Sagittarius? I think it's Sagittarius on Tuesday. And Sagittarius, let me see, what is that? The thighs, maybe.
Picking these guys up, I think. You'll pick us up.
And you got numbers.
Right now they're deciding what they're gonna do. So anyhow, I don't have my books, my information with me right now. So that would be something I'd have to look for later. I actually have chat on here, so that way I can at least look and see what you guys are talking about.
Nothing wrong with it now. You guys got plenty of flyers? Yeah, we're good.
Let me go back over comments, because there's a bunch that are in, yeah.